Pasulka, Ivy Masters Learning Center and ivymasters.com. And today we're going to look at Test 5, Section 2, Number 8, which reads, because CT scanners can map objects that are impossible to excavate, CT scanning and 3D printing can also be used to reproduce fossils that scientists cannot observe firsthand. Researchers from the National Museum of Brazil have relied on this technique to study a fossilized skeleton that was discovered protruding from a rock at an old Sao Paulo railroad site. If you notice, I read without the underlined word. So whenever you see these types of answer choices, what are they? They're transitions or conjunctions. Whenever you see them, you want to read the sentence before, read the sentence itself without the underline, just to see if they show similarity or difference. And hopefully you caught it. They show similarity. And so since they do show similarity, you can get rid of a couple of answer choices, which is pretty typical for this type of question. By contrast shows difference, nonetheless shows difference. Nonetheless, another way to say that, yet. And then you'd have to say, besides or for example. Well, what comes after is an example of what comes before. So it's talking about CT scanners mapping objects that you cannot dig up. And then they're able to reproduce the fossils, even though you can't see them. So is that an example of it? Researchers from the National Museum of Brazil have relied on this technique. They're using the technique that's just mentioned, studies fossilized skeleton that was discovered protruding from a rock at an old Sao Paulo railroad site. Well, if they're using that technique, it sounds like an example of its use. Besides would be if you gave an additional reason for whatever. Thank you for joining us today. If you like this video, click like. You can share it with someone who has trouble with these transitions or conjunction type questions. If there's any question you'd like to see answered from any official PSAT or SAT or ACT, leave that in the comments. I'd be happy to shoot a video on it. Click subscribe so you don't miss anything, and check out our 1-minute video on TikTok. Have a great day.